talking black history to them. And he looked at me like, yeah, right. So about 3 weeks ago at the funeral, it looked like we were at a Saints game, so many cars. He said, wow, Mama D. And so the dialogue came, and he and my son, some were asking me, why y'all didn't tell us this? You know that song, what's her name sing? Some things are too painful. And what's too painful to remember, how the song called? We simply choose to forget. And we living in this maze while we're all drowning. I'm a mutt. That's about the only damn thing I got in common with Obama, particularly after this last Supreme Court nominee he made. You know, when you say, go through the DNA. Well, there's a Jewish family here called Tobias. And I told him, that's my slave name, bruh. You think your grandparents will let me go look in their archives and see? That's the easiest way for me to find out where I come from. Where the people you got in gave your name. That's not meant to offend anybody. It's merely like, when this hurt right here and this is acting crazy over here, I'm going to say, oh, I got that from that part. This didn't grow the same way, and I'm saying, oh, I got that from them. And when people was talking about my Africanism, it's in my soul. In my soul. And they say, why you say that? You're biased. No, when I came out the womb, them black women who brought me in the world said, what is this little yellow thing with this red hair? They could have left the cord untied and let me go in the garbage can. But they didn't. They nourished it. So that's my soul and my spirit. But I'm a true mutt. The lady said, you're such a racist, miss. I said, but my daddy whiter than you. So where are we going with that group of us that's not being addressed here in America right now? And anywhere else in the world. I've been around the world, baby. But the most devastating thing is what you saw. Did you have to go kind of crazy for a minute and come back? Yeah. Katrina. You know, by the time we got to Washington, people were playing celebrity. And I see too much gray in here to say what I did say, but like Tupac said, F all y'all, what in the world is this? That was what we were thinking. Why are you saying these things? Why are you doing these things? And why are you sending your young people in here uneducated, unfamiliar with these new plans on what they're going to do in New Orleans? Let me tell you something, baby, what you saying, don't worry about that. They done tried it before. Ain't nobody going to take New Orleans. Because if we don't have sense enough to stop them, nature will. Trust me, we know how to live in this swamp. And I'm talking about black and white people from here. We know how to do this. Them other folk coming in here can't handle this. Trust me on that. I can pick me up a crawfish out the bayou somewhere and boil it, and I'm still eating. I think the point I'm trying to make is that for us to get all this right, we're going to have to honestly deal with what we in the black community call, and don't use your dictionary, racism. It's devastating. It's a big cancer. It creates a lot of what we go through. And when we get some honest people to sit down, I go and St. Bernard Parish where they burn the cross used and all that kind of stuff, and sit at the table with a group of Caucasian people, and we have the same mind, same thoughts, same process on how we processing things, but we have this, what do they call it? Universal, industrial, and they got a whole bunch of names of racism that they have to, or they feel pressured to participate in. You know, because you don't know if the Hebert is white or black down here. You don't know if the LeBlanc is black or white. You don't know if the Haider is black or white. And there's a biological relationship with a lot of us here that makes this okay for us to understand what we're doing. Now let me tell you where we get in trouble. White, black people, y'all too, y'all come down here to educate us. Really? In 1972, I was in Nairobi, Kenya, and New Orleans was the second city in the world that people either had visited or wanted to visit. And it had nothing to do with how many degrees we had. It was, hey y'all, let's go make some groceries. It was, hey, the gumbo's in the pot. It was what we do as a people. And I think that we're gonna get a hold on some of this, baby. Because I am still shell shocked. That's why I was asking him how he's feeling from Katrina. I mean, you know the man sitting there at the Congress table, whoever the hell he was, he said, I don't believe you. Whoa. And New Orleans cussed. I didn't cuss. Go look and see on television. I said, really? I'm 61 sitting at a table in a congressional hearing, and this man sitting up there telling me he don't believe that my neighbor just floated past my door with her 2 children tied to her. What is this, 20 what? What year this is, y'all, 16? When Katrina hit, I can see that when it rained yesterday. Nobody's trying to get New Orleans well. And like I said to the Congress, they didn't discriminate. They didn't give you white, old, black, whatever it was. They just came in and bum rushed us. They just offered things. And they treated us like a piece of cacao. But you know, the real New Orleans, we still show love. We don't know how to do none of it. They say we're a little crazy, but love gonna say change all of this for us as human beings. And you know, I found as much devastation in the religious community. I was just amazed that, I'm 71 years old, by the way. I was just amazed at how you know, it's kind of hard to, I don't think Webster got a word for some of this we still feeling from Katrina. It was just amazing to see how inhumane from the church. You know, we had to take over the church. They were busy trying to sell the church houses from I don't like that word poor, because when you get off your ass and go to work every day and got to pay the light bill, you ain't poor. It's just a thing we use to corral people and label them and put them over in different categories. I saw my junkies, my crazy people, my mentally ill people, my handicapped people. What they didn't want y'all to see is a story that hasn't been told yet. You might want to do this film one day, baby. We, the community, got together. We liberated Walgreens. They say it was stealing. We liberated Winn-Dixie's. The men went fishing. We got 3 major projects to do in this community. How do you save your mind? Do something with it. St. Augustine Church, Gentile Bar. There's one other place. We had 3 different things, major projects that we worked on. We went in St. Augustine, and I had my little Jewish boy. He said, oh, Mama dear, I can't do this. Oh, Mama dear, I can't do this. I'm saying, what's the matter, baby? The Catholic Church, you couldn't handle the statue. He said, I can't do it, touched it. But if you had been on my street any morning after Katrina to watch David, if any Jews in here, David had to correct me on his name. I am not David, I am David. David, who came straight from Jerusalem. He made them other Jews act right, because they wasn't trying to be Jewish. They was just going to hang out with us the way they wanted to. He made them eat right, made us eat right. Let me show you the kind of unity we have. We use a canary in Kwanzaa. The Jewish community obviously use some type of canary. My children, and if you came from your church, don't tell nobody, my children wouldn't have found David Canary. Well, it's holiday. I don't know who they stole it from or where they got it from. I just made them promise me they was gonna take it back when it was over. I'm telling you about when I saw that this sickness that we suffer against one another is man-made. I had children, my little Japanese, 3 children pull up on the boat because we were in water. I didn't know the difference between, but a little Filipino girl had me laughing. The Chinese, the Vietnamese, and the Japanese, until they roll up to my house after Katrina. You can see it. I said, oh, they do y'all like they do black people, how all y'all look alike. But I'm just saying what we did. They played ball together. They worked hard together. They were afraid to leave the house because our culture was so fascinated. And we had Indian practice. Yeah, what is that? We had the types of things that we do as a people happening right there. The culture kept us alive, you know? And then one thing I found about New Orleans at that time, for the most part, those who went out the devil, we forgot color. We went into a survival mode. And it made all the difference in the world. And then I adopted Tupac's philosophy. Where was you when the police had his foot up my butt? Where were you when he was snatching me, taking me in jail? Where you want to know why I'm all right with the dope man? Because he showed me love and asked me how I'm feeling. And I'm not saying this. Just listen to the song. Young people know what I'm saying. F all y'all. You ain't helping me. You ain't doing nothing with me. You ain't doing nothing for me. You're not trying to be about me. And I saw the children come from all over this country. And those of you who know me, some of y'all know my reputation. I told my children, we're going to come back when we're well. And we're going to have a party. Right now, you come by Mama D, you coming to work. We got up, David got us up at 6 o'clock in the morning, when daylight hit. And we worked all day long. But you know what the end of the day was for us? Satisfaction. We had helped somebody. We had the professor at Loyola getting us the European people who needed help uptown and different places. But what I'm getting ready to tell y'all now is that you need to hear this, because I hear you saying Black Lives Matter in different groups, and we talking about racism. Y'all don't know what we went through in the late 50s and early 60s. This shit about to bust wide open. We better get some understanding of how we gonna treat people in this country. Because you know, at 71, dying is not an issue for me. It's not an issue at all. If I don't see tomorrow, I've seen 71 good ones. And I'm telling us, it's insane to keep perpetrating this. They say, what about Donald Trump? I said, good, give him a kiss when you see him for me, because he's making America tell the truth, how they really feeling. And as far as that lady is concerned, when y'all see her, tell me, her husband put my children in the penitentiary. Multiple bill, triple bill. It wasn't Donald Trump. He played with his money. Her and her husband played with human lives. I'm just telling you, you don't know how people feel. Everybody's got feelings. Everybody. But let me just ask one thing, and then I'm gonna shut up, because this is like it's a film ain't been made, babe, and it's a book that haven't been written about what happened here. Anybody in this audience have any questions, anything still hanging out in your mind about Katrina that you want to ask some of us who were here? Because I promise you, I don't know how men go to war, because I was baffled and dumbfounded and totally stupid for a long period of time. You don't know what it's like. I got a film some girls from Whitaker College did. Professor, there's a Puerto Rican girl, a black girl, and a white girl from Whitaker in California. The last scene on the film they did with us, and I don't think I talked for about a week after that, was a brother. He had been floating so long until he's like the animals on the side of the highway. His tongue, his eyes, his penis, everything was at busting stage. This is 2016. We still see it. there's some things that nature's gonna make us deal with because it's not our earth. You know, even if those of you who believe spirituality, if your God made everything, what makes you think that everything ain't gonna defend itself? What make us think that nature's not gonna rebel against our insanities? And I see it, and I can't see it the way you do. This boy daddy called me about 10, 15 years ago and said, oh, they found water on the moon. And I'm saying, okay, there's got to be something else go with this. And he said, well, you're not excited? I said, well, my uncle and grandpa, them, they plant by the water on the moon. When they look at the moon and say, we better go on this bottom over here because in a couple of days, I'm just saying, we're not even sharing because we feel like we need to agree to do some of this. This earth is not ours. And the people who study it and deal with it and tell us and share with us what's happening to us. But I think before we can get global warning and all the rest that's done, like we saw in that film, man's got to learn how to love. Martin Luther King wrote a book called The Strength to Love. And we've been bogged down in caca for so long, we got to get the strength to love again. We got to learn how to and start with baby steps. Now, we got a good sense for it here because you can't have Mardi Gras and all the shit we do and not get along with people. Most of our confusion come from people who come in to tell us how to do what we do, but we've been doing this be 300 years very, very soon. And I'm merely saying to you all, I don't know if y'all gonna get pissed off with me or what, but we at the stage now, we've been doing some work in D.C. It's time, starting with that little boy up there in the White House now. You know, and I ain't hating on him either. Because, you know, people say, well, look what Obama doing. I said, but his mom was a white woman. It's okay. He thinking like he was raised. It's okay. Because nobody, from the president on down, gave African Americans nothing we got. You want to see some of my scars? Where they hit me with the bottle here, where the dog caught me right there. That's from a young child. And it may be difficult. People keep telling us to get over this. But can you imagine? Can you imagine? For no other reason. I'm not talking about the racism that people talking about. That ain't what we be talking about in the black community. That America documented its insanity and hatred against us. Because you see, there was a law that said, don't go in there. Don't sit right there. Don't try this on. You can't eat here. Nobody else had those rules in America. Go check. They were made specifically for us as a people. And then we get so confusion about the whole thing. I was telling a white female judge, she said, I'm not sure, Miss Diane. I said, yeah, be sure about it. I'm kidding your husband's people. Human beings are all related in some form or another. I'm talking about with the DNA thing. I'm not talking about just humanism. And I'm going to ask particularly young people, and all y'all who got gray hair like me, let's get a role in this. Then the oil company can't do what they do. How we got from in the back of the bus, and it wasn't Martin Luther King. Jesus, I'm so sick of that one. Y'all keep playing that one. Rerun, rerun. That ain't how that happened. And it's an insult to my whole community that you keep putting them big. You know, I went by Umar bin Hassan, one of the last poets. He said, how you know where I was? I said, Martin Luther King. I know we around that. When you drop off the interstate, any city, USA, you're going to see a Martin Luther King drive in slum. That's where we at. And I'm saying the belligerency. And then you know what else I see for those of you who have 4 or 5 generations, particularly like here in